Welcome back to the channel, it's Andy. We're back with FM23 and the IFK Goteborg series. We are approaching the halfway mark of the Swedish league season and we are top of the table. We've been doing really well. We have unfortunately lost a game since we last met, so our unbeaten start has come to an end. But 14 games in, we're at the top of the table and hopefully we can stay there for a bit longer and maybe get into Europe at the end of the season. We'll wait and see what happens there. As always, if you're enjoying the series, drop a like, leave comments, subscribe if you haven't, or if you're new, turn notifications on, check out the second channel down below. Thanks for the support so far. Let's jump into the video today. So last episode we won 2-0 against Nordic. Abdullahi got both goals in the first half. It was a pretty routine win. Maybe we could have got more goals, but we won 2-0. Another clean sheet. We're doing quite well. Again, it was a case of getting results, but they're not really playing to the best of our abilities. We took on Elfsborg in our next game. We won 1-0. Marcus Berg winning 2 penalties in the second half, only scoring 1 of them though. He scored in the 66th minute, but 10 minutes later another penalty was given, but this one unfortunately was not converted as Valdimarsson saved it. And then we did suffer our first defeat of this season against bottom club Varnamo, who won a penalty late in the first half. Zekovic's penalty was saved by Dahlberg, rebound hit the post, and then Bečirovic got the rebound to eventually put it in the net. And then we gave away another penalty in the second half. Bustos converted this one. It was 2-0 after 52 minutes. We did get a goal back after 64 minutes with Abdullahi scoring, but that's all we could get, and we ended up losing 2-1, our first loss of the season in the league. And just like Football Manager is, Varnamo had not won a single game before this one. We were unbeaten in our first 10 games of the season, and our first defeat comes to a team that had yet to win a game and were bottom of the table, because that's just how Football Manager is, unfortunately. After that defeat, normal service was resumed against Hammarby. We were much better. Marcus Berg with a hat-trick in this one as we won 3-0. Yataren set him up in the second half with this goal. There was an early goal in the first half. And then Carne set him up from the bench, and in the 87th minute it was 3-0. And a perfect hat-trick for Berg as well. Then we took on the champions Häcken, who won the Swedish league in 2022. Took an early lead inside 3 minutes as Abdullahi heads the ball in. Häcken got their equaliser in the 28th minute, Rygaard setting up Gustafsson as they got the equalising goal. We avoided defeat away from home against the champions. Once again, they weren't at our best here, but did enough to get a draw. And then in our final game, we hosted IFK, and this was another draw. Although, the big news here, Kalle Johansson, on his first appearance for the club, scored both goals for us. Kalle Johansson, the centre-back, scoring this deflected goal to make it 1-0 inside 18 minutes. IFK did equalise 5 minutes before the end of the first half. Jimmy Durmaz with this ball to Hussein, who set up Fischer, and there was a nice smart finish by the striker, and it was 1-1. IFK did take a lead 2-1 in the second half, Hussein setting up Fischer for another goal, and they took a 2-1 lead on 77 minutes. But then 2 minutes later it was 2-2, and Johansson again scoring, this time from the set piece, and it ended 2 goals apiece. So Kalle Johansson has come back to the club from his loan spell at Randers. So he was on loan in the Danish league for their season, which ended in June. So he's come back to the club. He's 29, he's a Swedish centre-back. He's probably better than all of our central defenders, so I don't know why this player was out on loan for this season to Randers. I really don't know why, because he's been playing games for them as well. He got 27 matches in 2022, 18 in 2021, so I don't know why this player was out on loan, because he's actually probably our best centre-back now. So we did drop a few points in those 5 games. We suffered our first loss, and we also drew against Häcken and IFK. So we have kind of let our lead slip a little bit. We are still top, but we're only 2 points clear of Malmo now. So things are getting a bit tight at the top now. We're going to have a lot of work to do in the second half of the season if we want to stay on top of the table. It's going to be a difficult second half, I think. The summer transfer window has opened once again. I'm not sure if there'll be any business or not. We have money to spend, but I don't think we really need anybody. And I don't think we're at a stage at the moment where we can start buying wonder kids. We don't have the money for that, and we don't have a scouting range. Our scouting range is Sweden, so it's not like we can scout South America and find cheap wonder kids or Africa or anywhere like that. And also we can't even really scout loan players without paying money for them, so we can only really see what we can see. Now that we are into July, the new Champions League season is sort of getting up and running. PSG did win the Champions League final, Manchester United won the Europa League, and PSV Eindhoven won the Europa Conference League. The thing with the Champions League is even if we win the league this season, I don't think we even get into Europe next year in 2024, because with the upcoming Champions League, Malmo are in the first qualifying round, and as we know, Häcken won the league in 2022. So it looks like the season of the Champions League that's just coming up is actually based on the 2021 season, or is it just the game messing up? I'm not quite sure. I'm not sure if it's because it's a winter update and we started in Sweden in 2023, so it might be that it thinks we're in 2022. I'm not entirely sure, because based on what happened last season, Harken should be in that position and not Malmo. So does that mean that even if we win the league this season, we're not going to be in the Champions League until 2024-25, maybe even 2025-26? I'm not really sure. Anyway, let's move away from that. Let's jump into today's game. Mjällby are the opponents. Have we faced this team yet? I think we faced them in the Cup. We did. We faced them in the Swedish Cup. We won 3-0 away from home. 3-1, sorry. So this should be 3 points. We should be doing well here. We're going to make changes out wide. Norlin and Markovic haven't been especially good. So Quaresma is going to start and Iataren is going to start. Bungsbo is out for a few weeks with a hernia, but he's our only injury at the moment. We've been quite fortunate with the injuries, I think. Touch wood, that will continue. Yeah, Bungsbo's out for a few weeks. And he's been, not too bad. And he's 20 years old, so I'm sure he's a player that we can, come to in the future for, hopefully for quite a while if we can keep hold of him, because he's good. We have also signed Marcus Berg for another year. His contract was up at the end of June, but we have re-signed him for another year, so he's going to stay with us for at least another season. He's been scoring goals for fun for us. I think he's got 18 in all competitions this season, and he's doing really well, and he's not getting any worse, it seems. So we're going to keep him around for another season, and let's see how we do here away from home against Mjällby. Olsen's on the ball here, coming forward from right back. A nice early goal would be nice. Berg is lurking in the area. Here's Iataren, on loan from Juventus, had a good start in his debut, and Abdullahi has got another goal. He's got 10 this season. Abdullahi and Berg are doing fantastically. And someone did ask, what their attributes were like. Marcus Berg's composure, I think, was 14, and Abdullahi's was 11, I think. Yeah, Marcus Berg is 36 years old, but he still is just as physical as other players in this league. Mentally, he's decent. Technically, 14 finishing and 14 first touch. And yeah, 14 composure as well. Abdullahi has 11 composure, but much better physically. 26 years old, so a lot younger. Technically, only 12 finishing, but he's in double figures this season. So he's doing, just as well, probably. Gustafsson with a very poor pass there. And Goteborg coming forward again here, Olsen. And that's another good cross, but Abdullahi's not going to get to that one. But Iataren has it again here. Cross looking for Berg, I think. Abdullahi with a header back towards goal, but that's going to go wide. Here is Berg, and here's Tronsen. I think left back is definitely an area that I think we can improve, because Tronsen's not too bad. And then we do have, who's the other left back that we have? Oscar Wendt, who's a bit older. So I think left back is definitely an area that we can improve, either in this transfer window or the next one. But Abdullahi's going to score again here. No, he's not. Well blocked by the defender. Yeah, I think the next transfer window, it's just a case of trying to see what areas we can improve in this team. If we're not going to win the league this season, we're going to try and win it next season, don't we? We'll try and improve on those little areas. Kalle Johansson with a header away. Here's Gustafsson, and Svensson brings him down. It was on the edge of the box, and there's not going to be a foul given there. Here comes Iataren, and he's going to find Abdullahi. Is he going to set up Marcus Berg for another goal? No, he's going to get absolutely bodied by Adolfsson. That's going to be a penalty, surely. Berg with another penalty, and that's a very, very calmly taken penalty. It's 2-0, and that's 20 for the season for Marcus Berg. That's number 20. But yeah, Abdullahi got completely shoved in the back there. Or was it Iataren? I don't remember. But yeah, definitely a penalty, and it's calmly taken by Marcus Berg, and it's 2-0. Back to normal service here. We've dropped a few points in our past 5 games. We lost 1 and we drew 2, but this is much, much better, and this is a good performance. So hopefully we can see another goal or 2 in this one. Here's Berg again. Quaresma, who scored on his debut, but has gone a bit quiet since then, the 39-year-old. Still amazed that we got him on a free transfer. I'm amazed he'd want to come to Goteborg, but here he is. Here's Marcus Berg, and that one's going to go flying over. Half-time, it's been a very dominant first half. We've seen barely anything from our opponents, Mjällby, so keep it going. Try and build on that goal difference if we can. Maybe go for 3 or 4 goals, maybe even more. But yeah, things going well. Quaresma with a free kick here 10 minutes into the second half. Sets up Abdullahi, but he's not going to get that on target. Past an hour, let's make a couple of changes, try and freshen things up. Simon Turner's going to come off, and Elias Hagen is going to come on. Abdullahi's going to come off. He's had a good performance today. Karlstrand is going to come on. Going to take off Olsen as well. Bring on Salomonsson. And get off Quaresma for Markovic. 10 minutes to go. We did all the work in the first half. We haven't seen anything really in the second half. Although Mjällby have a corner here with about 6 minutes to go. But Dahlberg will come and collect that with ease. But yeah, confident performance here. Pretty routine win. 2-0. Not really much more to ask of these guys. A third goal would be nice. But we've done all the work we need to do, I think. But here's Karlstrand. Here's Berg. He gets away from the defender. This could be a third here. Nice finish. And 21 for the season for Berg. 3-0. The Mjällby defence caught out, and Marcus Berg can only hit the target from there and gets the third goal for Göteborg. Full time, and yeah, a very good performance and a routine win. 3-0 away from home, good stuff, and hopefully that will see us open that gap a bit more. Depends how other teams did. Malmö won 2-0 against bottom club Varbergs. Harkin won 4-0, so they're also 4 points behind us. So yeah, haven't really made up any ground there, but that's a big win. We are facing Malmö in a couple of weeks, which is a big game. We thrashed them at the start of the season, that 4-0 win away from home. So we'll see if we can do the same thing and try and get another win over them, open that gap a bit. But we're going to jump ahead a little bit further than that again, try and get through this season fairly quickly so we can just, hopefully get into the chunk of the European stuff. Now we do have a cup game coming up in August, which will probably be against a lower league opposition, so we're definitely not going to do that on camera. I'll try and get past Bromma if we can. I'm going to aim for that Halmstads game, I think. We'll do that one on camera next time. They're 7th place, it's away from home, and it'll be right at the end of August as well. And that will leave us 8 games after that to try and stay on top of the table. And with Sazle Elfsborg in 5th place, and Harken in 3rd, and IFK in 4th. There's some big games in there that we're going to need to try and get some results in if we want to stay top of the table. So far we've done that, but we have dropped a few points, and Malmö don't seem to be letting off anytime soon. So we need to be at our very best. Like Malmö have lost 3 games this season, but they've got some big wins in there as well. They have only drawn 1 game as well, and that's against Djurgårdens at the opening day. So yeah, they're playing well as well. We're going to need to be really at our best to try and stay on top of the table. And with a good 5 or 6 games off camera, we'll see if we can do that and get some results. But that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, leave comments, and subscribe if you haven't. Or if you're new, turn notifications on. Check out the second channel down below. And next time we'll aim for that Halmstads game. They're on 20 points. They're not doing too badly. So that's the side I think we're going to play next time. We'll be sort of well into August, and hopefully we'll still be on top of the table. Europe would be good in the first time of asking for this season. If we can win the league, that would be amazing. But let's just try and get these guys back into Europe, and hopefully we'll have some Europa Conference League football very soon. But again, I'm not sure when that will be. I think the game's a bit buggy about which teams are going into Europe, because Harken should be in Europe and for some reason Malmö are in the Champions League. So I'm not really sure what's happening there. I'll look into it, but that's going to do it for today. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye.